Another day. Another day, man. Another day. This 3D reality. Got up today, went for a nice workout. It's really sunny in London town, so went to the park for a skate today just to practice. Because it was so sunny was out, the park was full of skaters. For the skaters. Now, there's a guy that he wasn't in in the dysfunctional toxic group I was a part of, but he's aware of them, and he was always on the outskirts of this group of people, right? And when I saw this guy, I bumped into him in the park as we were skating. He was skating, and I think I spoke to him. I think I was telling him a little bit about that situation, so I think I overshared a little bit with him. But when I first saw him there as well, my first inkling was like, oh no, look, someone from that old dysfunctional group that kind of knows about, you know, my story, which I may have to go over in this channel. But I was discarded from that group, from that scene. But there was a lot of psyop with of how it happened. It was something that there was a lot of psychological warfare, psychological abuse, narcissistic abuse, a lot of very toxic scenarios. And some I take blame from the part I played, how I showed up at that point in my life. At that point, I didn't have my awakening yet, so I was very much also, you could say I was vibrating from that wound of my own toxicity as well, like not knowing, but also maybe having less boundaries, maybe giving people more chances. So you're actually taking part in those things, and then you become trauma bonded to friendships, trauma bonded to, frenemies, narcissists, fake girlfriends who are, family members, all that kind of thing. Even work, you can be in a narcissistic, you can have a narcissistic boss, and you end up staying in a job when really you need to just leave the job. Many jobs out there. But anyway, going back to the story, so I saw him the first time, and I kind of spoke to him about that scenario. I wasn't being direct, but I kind of gave like a brief summary of what happened during that time. And I saw him today, and today again he gives me this handshake which was firm, and but mine was firm. So again, and it's another time happened, so I neutralized it. And then he actually said to me, oh, that's a nice firm handshake, but he was squeezed, and I said, well, you're the one squeezing. I actually told him, you're the one squeezing my hand. I said to him, so he let go of my hand. And then now I'm kind of ready for these things. And then, because that's the thing about these people, these sort of people who suffer from these things, is that it's one rule for them, one rule. So they're attacking you with a smile. So if you go to shake someone's hand or speak to someone, and they're giving you a mask of, they're pretending that they're being friendly to you, but there's something behind the mask. They got a knife behind their back, and there's just like some very like negative intentions behind it. So that's why we have to always like listen to our intuition and our discernment. But at that point, the first meeting, there was nothing I felt with him. But towards the end of him leaving me, I did feel a bit of like, oh, I think I overshared too much. When you get that feeling, that the person is just off. So I see him today, and we're just talking, and he said he makes music, and I was just saying, oh, I don't remember the last time I made music. I hope I'm making some music, whatever. And as I'm talking to him, these two skaters are going around us, and one of them crashes into me. And before this happened, I felt like some of the guys were like, going around me and avoiding me, but in a way where they were like encroaching into like getting closer and closer to actually have the bravery to do something. And this happened some time ago, and then it calmed down in terms of like the hostility. I was feeling like some hostility from some of the guys that skate there, just a park so everybody can go and skate there. So I was sort of feeling some hostility, and I wasn't sure if it was because of that, me and that young lady who had a disagreement, or the fact that we're just vibrating on different frequencies. So these people, they sort of know who we are spiritually. They want to attack us, or just the fact that, again, that guy could have said something about my past. I really don't know, and to be honest with you, at this point, I don't care. It really doesn't matter. Like, where what the base of the attack. There are people in this world who have made up their mind to not agree with us, and there is nothing that you can say. You can't change their mind. You can't disagree. You can't defend yourself. Like a smear campaign, my last video was about why they're effective, but on our side, the way to defeat them or to try to neutralize them is literally to don't defend it yourself. That's literally it. And I have to even maybe make a whole video about that. Like, you're gonna gravitate to people naturally, and some people that may leave you, some may come back in the future, some may not. But if they don't come back, it's better they don't come back, because they've done you a favor, that they've believed a lie or a rumor, or they've, even if it's something that you done, that you were reactive abuse, so you reacted in a way which was out of your normal character, but somebody put you in that scenario where you reacted out by them pushing you to the corner, by them mentally abusing you, cheating on you, stealing from you, manipulating you, stonewalling you, triangulating you, stonewall, like they don't let you answer back, like block, unblock, block, unblock, block, or walking, you know what I mean? Like, so you're not ever respond, breadcrumbing you, future faking, all of these, the glossary of terms of narcissistic abuse that these people do to you, and one day you just flip, and the first thing they do is to record you or call the police. Yeah, you have some blame because we have free will, and you were there, but it's that person that is attacking you, and you don't even know that you're in a situation where you're playing, this person is playing games with you, they're going behind your back, they're cheating on you, they're ganging up on you. There's people that you think are your friends that they're giving information behind your back to them people. They're telling you to go back. You're leaving. You're asking them people that you think are your friend, oh, I want to leave. A real supportive friend would say, yeah, look, your relationship is not good. Leave. But because they're all in on this game and you're like in the middle, unknown, like the Truman Show, those friends would be saying, no, it's not that bad. Go back, go and work it out with that person. So because they're all fly monkeys for each other, they're all enablers. There's this whole disgusting soup. That girl is not really your girlfriend. She's sleeping with all the boys in that group and you. They go with her and they send her back to you, and you're just like someone who hasn't got a clue. She'll be working, she'll be saying, oh, she lives right next to where she works, but she'll be like, oh, I'm going to my friend's house to have a sleepover. Or I'm out with friends, oh, my phone died. Or, all of these, oh, I'm out, oh, your friend's here. All the funny things that was going on, it was like, you be at work, so they know the time that you're at work, 9 to 5, and while you're at work, they sort of play, and then they want to find out where you work, where you are going after work, or they'll be like, oh, you never want to do stuff after work, because obviously you have to work up for the 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 to 5. So they use that to go and at night to go and play. And that relationship was that number 2? That one, number 2, every time I would go to my class, my fitness class on the Tuesday night, she would post an Instagram picture of her desk. So to me, that's like, say if I was the husband and I went out and my wife was to put on a pink light in the bedroom, and then the neighbor will now come knowing that she's free to come and get into their endless intrigues, go and do whatever they're doing behind your back. It was like, that was literally what it was. I did not know. I was like, how comes every Tuesday I have class, this girl posts a picture of her desk on Instagram? Like, it's like a single symbol. And then I would finish class and she would know the exact time I would finish. She would call me up. Oh, where are you? And she'd be like, oh, why are you so calm and because after I've worked out, I'll be like super in my zone, like very meditative. Oh, why are you so this, so that? Like with her paranoid self. Yeah, so that's one thing they do. But getting back to the story, yeah, they yeah, reactive abuse happens, so we tend to do those things. But going back to what happened today, um, this fellow crashed into me. So he was like, "Oh, sorry, my fault, my fault, my fault." But as he's speaking that to me, he looked back on this grass, and there was like 4 or 5 guys there, and they all kind of gave him this look. And the guy I was talking to was giving him. They were all like communicating with their eyes with this sort of energy and like laughing energy. But when I shook his hand, I when he was saying my fault, I looked at him like, "Don't play with me." And then when he was skating around again in the park, I stood where I was, but I was making my hardest to look for him, and he did not look at me in my eyes, not once. So that shows you that these demonic people, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. One, it was a play that they were doing. One, and two, they're cowards. He doesn't want to do something that's so blatant that he's brazenly attacking me. So they do it in that sly way. And self control is very important. That in terms of me and controlling myself, and not worrying about what other people do in my anger, and not seeing them coming and then maybe throwing a punch. I even maybe done that with someone as a joke, like when he was skating too close to me, like a joke, like he was. But just trying to control ourselves and not reacting out, because that's what these people they want. They want us to have a negative response, a negative reaction, where we go out of character, like, what are you doing? So he pulled me up, I pulled him up together, and I just gave him a look like, don't play with me. And I kept seeing him around, I kept imposing my space, like in terms of my eyes, and looking at him, and he did not look at me once. So now it's like that guy's like, now when I see him, I just won't engage with him at all. Like, and when I was speaking to, there's another young lady who's learning to skate in the park, and we were having conversations, and I said to her that was on purpose, and she was like, "Yeah, it looked like he literally went straight into you," which was nice. And then as she was speaking to me, the guy that I knew from knew people from my past was skating past, and he must have looked at her, and she saw something, and then she skated away from me. These people, they have to form a group. They're very insecure. They want to spread toxic feelings, toxicity wherever you go, whatever new group, new town, new hobby they come, and they bring something. So anyway, I went and I sat down. Sidebar. As I sat down on the side, I was just having a drink, and that young lady, she came back, and we were sitting and we were talking. And as we were talking, another lady that I'd met another week came over and started talking as well. And, spiritually, she wanted to come and add more confusion. So it's just started coming and talking about something completely different. We were talking about religion and spirituality. And that young lady came and started talking about something completely different, about skating, about something. And then the young lady that seemed to be friendly with me told her, "Oh, we're talking about spiritual." And I said to her, "No, we're not. We're talking about shoes." I just wanted to say something like random, because I didn't want her to share our personal conversation with that character. And as we were just sitting there talking, another lady who had her bag next to me skated next to us, and she literally bent over like, "Oh, sorry that my bag's next to your stool," and she literally showed her behind, and the lady that I was speaking to sort of saw it and acted like tried to play it cool, but this lady came and showed her behind. This is another person. So you had the lady who came over talking about a conversation that was not what we were talking about, and another lady came and she bent over, showed her behind, and then she took her bag left and then came back, did the same thing again, and then on the third time I think she came and took her bag and moved her bag so it wasn't next to me. And then this guy now comes over who had glasses and a tank top, and he was like showing his like arms or whatever. He came over and he stood right next to me and this lady. There's a whole big park, pretends to be on the phone, and then she looked at me with like this face, like and I laughed, and then that guy, after we both kind of ignored him, then he skated, like walked away. Sorry, he was walking, but that guy is a part of that male group, so it's like spiritually they're all working together, causing, you know, negative, hostile, um, what else, like causing sort of hostility, sort of bad feelings with everybody, and like reject, wanting to like hammer you down. And also that guy that walked over that pretends to be on the phone, I was practicing by myself in the park one time, and he was up on this hill. There's like a grass hill and there's a concrete play basketball court, and he was facing the basketball court. And as soon as I started skating, he turned his back, so he was now facing the opposite way, so he would not look at me skating. Oh man, like um during this like end times and all these like narcissists and fly monkeys and enablers, like one thing I'm not gonna lie is hard is like we have to try to keep our heart like open and not go to there, let them change us, like make us feel like angry. Or because when that guy bumped into me, like yeah, I was angry for a bit, but then after I sat down and I had a bit to drink, I didn't skate again after that. I put my shoes and I relaxed, but I skated a little bit, but then I sat down, had a drink, and then the music was there. I listened to my music, and then I was like, as I was before, like jolly, sort of dancing around. Satan is someone who wants confusion. He wants us to be angry, fighting, all this. And also the guy that bumped into me, like he, I spoke to him a couple of times, that we seem to have got on. But the more I go to these things, and the more people that are showing me a hostility, and I look around, they all seem like then they are actually suffering. Like just you can just like spiritually, like how they look, what they wear, they all look like they're just like they're going through it. And I might just be that punching bag like that. They just want to try and take it out on me, or they want me to come down and come into the this quicksand and start fighting. And I do sometimes feel like that, but it's better that I walk away. It's better that we don't get into the endless intrigues. But one thing that I want to move, like when because of what happened with me, that narcissistic, dysfunctional, toxic group that I was in, is that every time I have a bad feeling from somebody, I always think, oh, it's the smear campaign. Is it the smear campaign? Is it, you start thinking, which is like a part of the abuse, like the cycle keeps going on. And sometimes I'll train myself to not always link it to that, just be present and think, oh, what's happening right now? What do I need to learn from this scenario? And whether it's that or not, it really doesn't really matter. Which is, I know that I'm growing because I'm not always caring about the root of what these things are, because the spirit that is working in them people in the skate, the spirit that was working in that toxic group, the spirit that's working in fake family members, is all this. It's the spirit. It's not them people. It's not them things that they've done. It's the spirit that's trying to attack what's in me, which reminds me of like how important that not to be like arrogant, but how important people like us are to God basically, or Most High, to Source, that they're trying to like attack us, to destroy us, have us like expose us to show them that we're human, we're like them. We have our vices, all these sort of things. They spied on us. You know, even today, I went out, I tidied up my flat. I come back, my flat looks like it's like someone's been through my stuff. Like I couldn't make up this thing, and yet I still wake up with no bags under my eyes, white, clean teeth, clean clothes, like walking positive, going gym, going to work, like literally just keep going like in life. Like these people want us to be soiled, disheveled clothing, angry, homeless, no money in the bank, but we still somehow make it. So yeah, when I left the park just now, and the guy that knew some of the people from Toxic Friend Group, he was looking at me, so I just looked straight at him and just let him know, look, don't play with me. And he tried to like say, oh, look at that, look at that. Like he tried to like, he was panicking. I just looked away and just kept walking. Yeah, man. These people, they know who we are and they want to devalue us. They want to punish us. They want to beat us down. But yeah, I want to share that with you, man. Keep going. I saw a story on the news about a pastor. He's a pastor, church, pastor in a church, and how his wife, and he was saying how his wife killed herself. And my first instinct was, this is a bit strange, but oh, I'm sorry for him. But then I saw this video, which I will link below, about the pastor. And the pastor's trying to control the narrative, telling everybody how she was not well, mentally ill, blah, blah, blah. And I could just tell this pastor's a narc, He's trying to like, the family know as well, they're trying to like get him to get some justice for their daughter and their sibling. Either he killed her, or even if she did it, she was trying to escape from the abuse she was being put through. But it's so sad that these people, they're always trying to control the narrative, like telling everyone, oh, she wasn't well, she was mentally ill, she weren't taking her medication. But you can look at the video and watch the man and just know he's a narcissist. He's the one that's mentally ill. There's actually a video of him freaking out. And yeah, she was trying to like let people know if anything happened to her, it would be the husband. So my first instinct was like, oh, I feel sorry for him. His wife's dead when I saw it on the news. But then I saw this video and I just know that this man is behind it. Like he's 100% behind her. He was all cheating on her, abusing people, sexually, doing all kinds of things, running like around. And the person he was cheating with, she also had an issue where her disabled husband ended up dying. Like, we are in the end times. People are up to all sorts. You can't make up what's going on. Like, it sounds like a movie, like people killing people, and rather than just leaving them, they actually end up trying to kill them. That's what these narcs want. They want us to die. They want us to just like to give up on life, and we just gotta keep going, man. Hear that sound? I'm always hearing sounds in this flat, like up in that corner. Like, I don't know who's up listening, or I don't know what. Like, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. But yeah, man, touch not my anointed ones. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. They can do whatever they want, but in the end, there's only one Most High. And they all will see what's coming for them for trying to like mess with us. Trust me.